Honourable Aussie citizens, hello mates and Anzacs, and welcome to Beijing for the Olympic Games of the 18th dynasty. Welcome to the Golden Ring Show. We have big domes full of action today for you listening types. And here, with no ados to further, is the Big Two Bok Choy proud in the middle of walk in boiling hot Shaoxing oil, live from #1 Mongolian Club, downtown Beijing. Here are your heroes, Crouching Tiger, Voice Raven, and Hidden Dragon, H.G. Nelson.
Yes, thanks very much indeed, General Lonnie Wu there in the soundproof booth. And welcome Australia to China, Beijing, the games of the 29th Olympiad. And we greet you with the startling news that Australia has doubled its medal tally from this time yesterday. Blokes, 1 bronze. Sheilers, 2 gold, 2 bronze. Total, 2 gold, 3 bronze. And wait for it, we're tied 3rd in the overall medal tally. It's just astounding. I've moved our rating from Aussie Assault almost up to Gold Rush has begun here in Beijing. And now, without ado further, can I introduce to you my colleague here in Beijing, Rampaging Roy Slaven. Roy, there's been so many highlights. What's caught your eye, buddy?
Thanks very much, H.G. Nelson. And look, I just heard coming down the line that extraordinary performance by the Australian swimming team. Be brave and proud. We're ready for the hero. We have no fear. Believe us. Watch us come alive.
I know.
You know, it nearly made me cry because I hadn't heard it before.
No.
That was just awesome. That was just awesome. And they've been awesome in the pool. Highlights for mine today. Look, can I say that I think Gary Wilkinson is doing a terrific job.
A wonderful job.
With the equestrian, which is not easy to do. Not easy.
No. Especially
Especially when they refuse to show Aussie heroes. And I was looking forward today to, to watching Shane Rose with all luck bring home gold. We didn't get one image. Not one image. Now, I know Channel 7 is controlling the imagery in the pool, and that's why we're seeing so many Aussies, but I don't know which nation is responsible for covering the equestrian, but they're definitely not Australian-centric. So for all those listeners back, or viewers back home, and listeners listening, who wanted to see our equestrian heroes, whose song I haven't heard yet, but I believe it's great.
Can I just say a rumour...
They're disappointed because they're not going to see anything.
A rumour swept the IBC, where we're broadcasting from here in Beijing, that all luck had broken down. Is there any...
No, not true.
Not true?
No,
evidence
all luck was amazing. Not that I saw any images, I just read the printout. Back first. Number of jumps missed, none.
Right, Lord. A completely point deducted
Absolutely
free
blitzed
round.
them. Absolutely blitzed them. And, of course, the other exciting thing is our Libby. Our Libby Trickett used to be Libby Lenton.
Now Trickett.
Now Trickett, who's remember she was so disappointed she didn't get an individual gold in Athens. Now she's got an individual gold. She's got an individual gold. Individual gold.
I know, unbelievable.
And let's not forget Shipper.
I know, bronze.
Now I know she's a person who wears a fair bit of vanishing cream, but let's not let her disappear.
No,
she's a hero. An absolute hero.
A green gold hero.
Green gold hero. There she was on the podium, just to the left of Tricker, the winner. The one on the left, that was Shipper. She came 3rd. Another bronze for Australia. And let's face it, we got 2 bronze.
If we didn't have her bronze, we'd be behind Korea.
I know.
We're equal with Korea.
I know.
I mean, that's something to be proud of.
I know.
We're only on day 3 of competition, Roy. Now, look, just looking back over the card, can I highlight the incredible... And, I've got to go back to basics here. The Olympic Games are trying to encourage kids to get fit. Yeah. Now, sure, most of the people performing here in Athens are freaks of one sort or other, mainly of nature.
Yes.
Some are freaks of go fast, but most are freaks of nature.
Yes.
Now...
Born with bigger lungs or born tall.
Bigger feet like Torpedo and all that sort of stuff. We've been down this road before.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? There was a judo, an Australian green and gold lad going for a judo gold called Matt Dacchino.
Oh, Matt Dacchino, I know Matt. Yeah, lovely bloke.
He was in against Alexandra Laurentios. He lasted 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
But 30 seconds he'll never forget.
Absolutely, and they can't take the Olympian status away from him.
No, they can't. He's an Olympian for the rest of his life. Like it or
lump it, he's an Olympian. 30 seconds. He was there in Beijing. Others aren't. Now, he went for an osotogari, and it came off poorly. He was suddenly flat on his back. The ref was calling ippon and awarding the bout to Alexander Laurentios. Now,
Now,
30
Redios,
seconds.
is Redios a Greek? Actually,
I think so.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Now, look,
God,
can I say 30 seconds? A lot of fat, unfit kids in Australia think Olympics too bloody hard. Too bloody hard for me. Can't get up like Hacky and swim up and down on the black line for hours at a time. Can't waste my days doing that. Think again. 30 seconds. Come on, fit, fat Australian kids. You can do 30 seconds. That's all it takes. When push comes to shove here in the Olympics, you just need a quality 30 seconds. That's all, Roy.
No, you're absolutely right. And what was the discipline again, HG?
Judo.
Judo, yeah, judo. I mean, have you got to train much for judo? I've never tried it myself, but it looks a pretty up and down sort of sport, doesn't it?
Well, he said
you've just got to sort of grab someone around the, just grab them anywhere and hurl them on the ground. That's basically it, isn't it?
Well, to be in the position of having 30 seconds of a tilted goal, D'Aquino had trained for countless hours over more than 6 years.
Wasting his time, I would say.
No,
malingering.
30 seconds of glory here in Beijing. Very, very disappointing. But what a message.
But there must be fat kids out there. You're absolutely right. You know, kids that are fitness challenged, shall we say.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't mind grabbing someone by, because they're usually wearing a dressing gown, aren't they? Grabbing someone by the dressing gown and hurling them on the floor.
Yeah.
I've seen kids, big overweight, fat kids, doing that, waiting in queues for buses and that sort of thing. Not that they're wearing the dressing gowns, they weren't. But it's not hard to imagine them in a dressing gown getting involved.
No, well, 30 seconds, that's what I mean.
30 seconds.
See, it's not like you say you have to run a marathon, 2 hours, 40 minutes.
No.
I mean, that's too hard. Obviously, that's too hard. But push comes to shove, 30 seconds. I bet you most kids in Australian schools today would be
you're
licking
right.
their lips. London, count me in.
Yes.
2012.
No, you're right. You're right. Had the bout gone on, how long have you got to stay on your feet? If you want to walk away with waddle off with a medal.
It's decided by throws or by judges or referees.
Oh, okay. But there must be a limit. What is it, 3-minute bouts or something like that?
I think they can go a fair while.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure how it works.
Okay.
In terms of the time of the bout.
Yeah, sure.
I'll check that up as soon as we get off air.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Roy.
Sure. Well, that's a good news story.
It is a very good news story.
It's a good news story.
Olympian, 30 seconds. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
Now, look, can I say, one thing that disappointed me about that road race yesterday, and I hate to harken back, we'll get to good news stories as well, was, you and I were there at the start. Set off the girls 126 kilometres, I think it was.
It was.
By the time they got out to the wall, the temperature dropped from 35 down to 19.
I know. It was freezing. I was expecting snow.
Now, what the story is our girls powdered because they hadn't gone with their wet weather gear, their cold gear. They were out there in their vests that allowed the air to blow through to cool off. They were drinking cold drinks and all that sort of below the body temperature.
Heat. They weren't expecting heat. They said to me that they thought it was going to be muggy.
Right. Muggy?
And I looked around and I said to you, it doesn't look like it's going to be muggy to me.
No. Okay.
So we got to Arctic temperatures and it surprised. I mean, who's doing the weather predicting with our team?
I know. Who's in charge of that?
Who's in charge of that? There's no one in charge.
I know. We look like amateurs. We haven't come prepared for the conditions. The other thing, of course, as you know, in a bike race, normally there are people around.
Well,
very few people around.
Usually driving cars behind you.
Well, they could help out too. But all they needed was sometimes you see in a road race where they go down to the descent, they grab a newspaper from an interested bystander who might have finished reading with it. He holds it up. The bike rider goes past, they shove it down the front of their jumper to prevent the wind from cutting into them and reducing their temperature. There was none of that, Roy.
What, no newspapers?
No newspapers.
The China People's Daily not available on Sundays,
no,
is that it?
Not at the wall, on the day when they needed it. I mean, that planning. I mean, surely to goodness, in the car that follows them around, somebody should have been there with a newspaper or a jumper or something like that.
Well, I would have expected someone in the car behind them that has all the bottles of drink that they hand out would have had something like take a bit of carpet off the floor of the car or something like that.
Well, one of those mats you're
or a mat, a rubber mat.
To shove down the front of the girl's jumper.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a scandal, because you bumped into Stephen Redgrave from Great Britain earlier here at the IBC.
He went to 5 Olympics.
He's been to 5 Olympics.
It might have been 7 Olympics. I don't know. It's a hell of a lot. He's a fair age now. He doesn't row anymore. But he described the weather as muggy.
Is that where you got that idea from?
He said it's the muggiest circumstances he's ever seen anyone row in.
Right.
Now, if any of our cyclists overheard that, which they probably did, there's your problem.
I know. They thought that out on the wall it'd be muggy. Like it was in central Beijing.
Yeah, but you and I have been to the wall, and I can tell you what, it wasn't muggy.
The Chinese people say, you catch 2 tiger, you have 2 toilet. Think on that.
Now, Roy, we look around today, of course, and it's another wonderful day of competition. I know you've earmarked a couple of things you'd like to draw people's attention to. Our Opal Killers tonight.
Yeah.
I think they're taking on their...
Who are we killing tonight, HG, those Opals?
Look, can I just say, I think we're up against Brazil.
Well, we're going to kill them.
Well, can I just say they're our bunnies?
They're our bunnies tonight,
That's
yes.
right. I think we've tailed them twice in warm-up games.
We have.
But if that's the good news, and I see our Opal Killers as now on target for gold, especially with Lauren Jackson's comments the other day, which we may have referred to, that she's prepared to kill to get gold this time in.
And can I tell you that's a refreshing attitude?
From an Australian?
From an Australian.
I like it.
If Lauren's prepared to kill, that's great. Now, our team has form, you know. When we played America back here in 2000, we ripped their hair out. Remember that?
We did. We did. And a couple of toupees came loose.
They did.
In fact, they skated around on the floor for a while.
It did. It was very
Attached
funny.
The boots. That's right. Now, can I compare and contrast the Killers' tilt with Bogut's Boomers? Now, look, you and I, we went out to the match last night.
I know
here.
we did.
We got some tickets.
That's the other thing. Tickets are so easy to come by.
I know. We're about the only two people there.
I know.
And look, can I just say how devastated I was by the whole thing? Here we were, trying to reignite basketball in Australia. We've got these teams falling over. The Slingers are gone, Kings, Brisbane Bullets, all that sort of stuff. And I was just tight-lipped and ashen-faced when I came away from that performance tonight. To go down against Croatia, and it wasn't just a 1 or 2 point loss. I mean, I think it might have been 15 points that we were down. We were blown off the court. And Bogut, do you care to take the story on from here, Roy?
Well, you've got to remember Andrew Bogut arrived in Beijing with enormous raps. I've never seen a raps bloody bigger for a bloke. And arguably they're well-deserved. He's been playing in the NBL in the United States with some success. I think he signed a contract recently upwards of $8 million a week. So, you know, the bloke must be able to do something.
On the court.
On the court. Well, evidence last night, the bloke is a black hole. The bloke is a waste of space. Anstey, to my mind, our number one centre, should have been out there. Whenever Bogut was there, he fouled stupidly and meaninglessly. I mean, if you're going to foul someone, let them know you fouled them. Just don't, tickle them on the bot or give them a flick on the hand. If you're going to foul them, take the Lauren Jackson view. Bloody well take him out. Because Bogut's big enough. He's not a small bloke. You've met him. I've met him. He's a bloody mountain. But he was a big lump. He could hardly move around. He didn't put anything. He didn't net anything. I think he contributed about 7 points in the match and caused a number of fouls and contributed nothing to the team. No. Now, if I was Brian Goodgeron, I'm not, but if I was Brian Goodgeron, I would be pulling that bloke straight off and sending him home.
That bad?
Yes.
You don't think he's got another game left in him?
No, he's got nothing.
No, right. Well, tonight, of course, mentioning the Opal Killers, they're on at midnight Australian time.
Yes.
And against Brazil's, as mentioned.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's a whole
this is going to be a bunny hop, isn't it? This is going to be a bunny shootout. I mean, people want to see, slaughtered animals.
Tune in at midnight. And can I just say that, speaking of the women's sport, which is, again, holding us up in the pool, blokes, sure, they're trying. There may be some improvement yet to come, but I see the women's team doing most of the hard work. I think you were saying at the IBC here, the whispers are women will get 8 gold now.
That's the
I think you were talking to Duncan Armstrong. I saw you earlier.
Yes.
8 gold.
8 gold.
Well, what's a refreshing match tonight is our sea slugs go around in the water polo.
The slugs are in the water.
The slugs are in tonight.
Well, they're a sort of take-no-prisoners combo, aren't they? We could end up with red water here.
Well, it could be Hungary or whatever it is. Hungary
and Russia.
1956 at the Melbourne Pool. But let's not forget the Slugs took gold. Brilliant team. Took gold in Sydney.
Yes.
Bit of a problem in Athens. But I think the Slugs are back to their best. And you'll see the best of the Slugs tonight against Greece.
What time are they on, H?
Well, 7:30. 7:30
Eastern Standard Australian time.
About 5:30 local time here. I'm hoping to get out to that.
Oh, I'd love to see the Slugs.
The Slugs. I tell you what, the double, the Slugs and the Killers.
Opals and the Killers, yeah.
It'd be a great night.
Could be a great night for Australian team sports.
And, of course, we have a number of other sports underway, of course, this evening, Australian time. We have rowing. And the conditions of the rowing again, Roy?
Muggy.
Muggy, right, good. Muggy.
If Redgrace be believed.
Yeah, well, they did have a problem when a generator caught fire down there at the rowing and acrid smoke covered the course. I don't know whether...
Was that the work of terrorists? Was there any talk of terrorists? Any pro-Tibet people who were just trying to... I mean, honestly, when are these people going to get over it? You know, I was listening to Tracy Holmes.
Were you?
What a voice of common sense. She said people are here for the games. They're not here for politics. And that is so refreshing.
That's common sense.
That is just common sense. And when I see these bloody dickheads going on with, freedom, man, freedom from what? You know, they can compete in the games if they wanted to, if they were good enough.
Yeah, that's right. There'd be plenty of things. They could have a water polo team like the Slugs.
Yeah.
The Tibetan Maulers.
Yeah. I mean, what do they try and get their own sports up? You know, the bloody drum spinning business.
Oh, yeah. Well,
what a great bloody... Well, they'd be world beaters at that. Or the big horn. Yes. Yes.
That's a new sport. That'd talk to kids in the future. Sure, it's got a bit of a way to go, a bit like cricket at the Olympics.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, after a little while, that'd be a great sport to get involved with. Also, tonight, hockey. Australia take on Canada. Should be an easy match for them there. And archery gets underway. And who can forget Simon Fairweather in the archery in Sydney and now
he's got that nose built. I mean, talking about freaks as you were earlier.
That's right.
He's got the split in the nose where the string of the bow goes right down the middle of it.
I know, he can hold it there.
He can hold it with his nose.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Roy, that's all ahead. And I've just got to say, if you want to email us here in Beijing, just use the Dools and Linda site, triplej.net.au/Dools and Linda, and you can leave a message for us there. That's
or any observation you might make about, say, the reportage
in Australia.
Things you've seen. If you see great things, like great things on Yum Cha.
Yeah, what a show.
You might see some great things. Or Wilco highlights. You might think, geez, I love Wilco. I'd just like the world to know that.
I know. I understand on Koshy's show, they've got Tell a Joke Better Than David Kosh running. If you hear a great joke... it'd be a terrific thing to pass it on to us. Yeah. I think somebody told me or emailed me earlier today to say the one this morning was, let me see, what do you cross when you get a merino and a kangaroo? What do you get when you cross a merino and a kangaroo?
Merino and a kangaroo.
I know, it's a hard one, isn't it?
It's a funny idea, isn't it?
You don't know.
Already I'm kicking myself. Are you going to tell me?
A woolly jumper.
The Golden Ring Show salutes Kevin Gosper, Duncan Armstrong, and legendary Herb Elliott. Back to you, Tigers.
And, of course, there's always a competition in the Golden Ring Show, and today we've got a terrific prize. We've got a terrific prize if I can unearth it here in the IBC. How about this? General Lonnie Wu helped us get this in. It's a Beijing 2008 free Tibet resource pack.
Wow.
With badges, stickers, T-shirts. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really difficult thing to get in China, I tell you.
Well, that's turned me right around. I'm now pro-Tibet. I think they should be free. What do you think?
Well, I'll give it a go. And, of course, also thrown in is Triple J's Golden Ring Show, a terrific piece of art that worked. Today's size is medium. If anybody was wanting an extra large, I'm sure by the time you washed it out and stretched it, you'd be able to make it a fair bit bigger. Now, Roy, we need a question, of course.
Yeah, no, we'll get to a question in a minute. Well, actually, just something I've observed. Crowd behaviour.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you, I waddled along to have a look at the cyclists yesterday, our freezing cyclists. Now, no one in the crowd was applauding. There was, we went to the gymnastics last night just to see a couple of the Aussies go round, and they did us proud.
Incredible.
Incredibly proud. But again, you could hear a pin drop. There was no applause. We were the only two applauding.
I know.
Now, what is it with Chinese crowds? Are they not game to applaud? Do they fear drawing attention to themselves because they know there are cameras about and they might get into trouble for being too enthusiastic? I don't get it.
I think they're wonderfully prepared games, but a lot of people are baffled by what they're looking at. Yeah. I mean, that clippity-clop work out at the equestrian centre that Gary's running the slide rule over, they've never seen anything like that before in their lives. They're not sure how to judge it. No. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. You and I have been to the Olympics many, many times, and I'm still a bit all at sea with it as well. I can't tell you, all luck, or whatever the name of the horse might be.
But when you see a great Australian rider.
Oh, of course you do.
But everyone knows that.
I know.
But I take your
Andrew
point.
Hoy. I know, I'm looking at goal.
I know that. But, the funny thing is, I mentioned Andrew Hoy to a couple of onlookers, a couple of locals. They didn't know what I was talking about. They thought I might, was asking for, where I could...
Directions to go back to the hotel.
Or, is it a...
Toilet.
Was it a restaurant or something like that, Andrew Hoy. I mentioned Khobar TikTok.
Yes.
Again,
blank.
Utterly baffled.
No, that I believe they should have. The only thing they've left out is an education program, which they're very good at here in China.
They are.
Especially re-education programs.
Exactly.
An education program bringing people up to speed with what they're likely to see. It's a bit of an ask, I understand, because as I point out, I've not really taken on board
Yes.
the details of the clippity-clops.
Yes.
But having said that... Basketball, fairly easy sport to understand. Cycling, the person in the lead's winning. I mean, these aren't elaborate concepts.
No, they're not.
And they don't lose a lot in translation.
No.
You know, because let's face it, language has been a problem for you and me here
Yes, it
over
has.
the years that we've been coming up here with this Olympic tilt on. And Andrew Hoy does mean toilet when you say it quickly in
Yeah, I
Chinese.
know it does. I know. It's very similar. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Now, we should get to the question.
Okay, here we go.
The People's Gift. And now on the Golden Ring Show, we force you to tell us what you learned. What is the prize and question, all-knowing hidden dragon?
Yes, Roy, what have you got by way of question? People know the prize, the free Tibet pack and the Golden Ring Show T-shirt.
Yes, the question is as follows, HG. Which boomer should be sent home for doing nothing? Which boomer should be frog-marched out of China for doing nothing?
And have you got a telephone number?
Yes,
there?
I
We hope
do.
the local number works.
It will be the local number, I think, HG. 1300 555 36.
So phone now if you want to get involved in the first Golden Ring Blast-Off prize. What a great one that would be to take home. The free Tibet pack and the T-shirt, of course.
The Chinese people say, you smoke too much, you live a wrong time. Think on that.
And, of course, Roy, there's so much ahead of us. I mean, I'm still really reeling at this decision by Seven, which I understand, and I've got a few emails here concerning this,
Yes.
that Seven went to cover AFL football yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, look,
You
that
know,
was a
instead
tricky
of-
one. Look, I think
instead of
they
the
entered
water
into
polo,
a...
the rowing
I know, but they entered into a contract, I think, with the AFL, and part of the contract was that they would show, during the Olympic period, 2.5-hour games of AFL.
Right.
And they couldn't get out of that. But I would have thought with digital casting now, HG, there's Channel 7 and there's another HD 7. Now, couldn't the ordinary 7 have shown the AFL and HD 7 shown the Olympic Games? I mean, isn't that what this digital revolution is all about?
Or how about this? In the corner,
Yes.
a picture covering, say,
Yes.
the games.
Yes.
And we go full screen when it matters, and then we go with the AFL in the top corner, or the other way around. I mean,
Now,
we see
you're
that here all the
talking
time.
picture in picture.
Picture in picture, that's the word. I'm
Picture
looking
in picture.
I know.
Well,
Sure.
of course that could be done.
I know. And yet we were out at the swimming the other night. Boxhead Lecker was there.
Yes.
When we put this idea...
Looking smug.
I know, looking very smug. But when it was the Hackett swim, I think
Yes,
it was.
it was.
Now, when we put this idea to him, he scratched his balls. He didn't have a clue what we were
Didn't have a
talking
clue.
about.
He didn't know what it took. Picture in picture, he didn't know what it meant.
No, I said that's the way to do it.
Yes.
Boxhead.
Yes, you did.
He just looked blankly.
Yes,
at
you
me.
did. Yes. Or couldn't they have advised people, and they may have done this, Dennis Committee may have done this in the coverage, to say, look, if you're interested in the Australian tilt, go to SBS.
Yes, but they mightn't have been shown due to contractual reasons because the shooting, the water polo and the rowing had all been signed off to stay on 7.
Ah, yeah, but it's not as clear-cut as that because
Oh, okay.
because often you see, let's say you're watching the Boomers, you can go to SBS and you get the Boomers as well. So if you're watching Channel 7 and an advertisement comes on, go to SBS, chances are you'll be seeing the same thing, only seeing the bits you're going to be missing out on. And then go back to Channel 7 should you wish to hear, Gary Wilkinson or people like that.
On the clippity clops.
Yes.
Now, I think we've got Nick on the line, line 1. And Nick, how are you seeing the Olympics so far?
Yeah, they've been pretty good.
Pretty good. Have you enjoyed anything in particular? Apart, can I ask you to swerve past the bleeding obvious of Australians winning gold?
Sorry, what was that?
What have you enjoyed in the coverage? I know the line between Beijing and your place is probably a bit dicky, but look, have you, apart from the bleeding obvious, i.e. Australians winning gold, is there something else that's caught your eye?
Well, the opening ceremony was pretty interesting.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was, in general.
Yes.
And
yeah.
what did you think about the Australian gear?
The Australian gear, yeah, so-so. It wasn't very Aussie, was it?
No, it wasn't Australian at all. You're absolutely right there. That's well observed. I thought they looked like fat blue bags or blue fat bags.
Yeah,
I thought it was an insult to the Australians. I don't blame Sportscraft, the people who made it. I blame the designers. I mean, our colours are green and gold, and I was saying it to HG yesterday on air. Green and gold, doesn't matter how you put those colours together, they look great.
Yeah, exactly.
No reason to go with blue. I mean, we're not French. For fuck's sake.
Now, Nick, having taken that on board, the Dakino tilt in judo, which lasted 30 seconds, has that revised your thinking about London 2012?
Oh, it certainly has.
Thank goodness for that. You're a breath of fresh air, my very good friend.
Well, all you need
Are you going, Nick?
Am I going? I'd love to.
Yeah, there you go. 30 seconds is all you have to last.
And have a dressing gown.
Right. Now, let Roy set out the question, Nick, and we'll see how we go getting this prize to you.
Now, Nick, who should be sent home for doing nothing for the Boomers, for just bludging?
That'd be Andrew Bogut.
Absolutely right,
That'd be
Nick.
Bludging Bogut, yes.
Yes.
The free Tibet resource pack and the Triple J's Golden Ring Show T-shirt, they'll be on their way. Look, they mightn't get there till after the games. We're not sure how good postage is at the moment between China and your place, but we'll do our best to get it there before the end of the games so you can wear the shirt around the street knowing that you're the first winner in the Golden Ring Show. Thanks for that, Nick.
Thank you very much, guys.
The Golden Ring Show salutes Yana Rawlinson, who never knew how good she could be, and legendary Herberia, who did. Are you still crouching, dragons?
We certainly are. We certainly are. And Roy, 2 team sports last night. Apart from, I think we've covered both the basketball. In the other one, the hockey Rouge.
Oh, well, wasn't that a revelation? I mean, Hudson experience. I mean, I think she plays her 300th game. That was her 299th game.
300th
playing
game.
for Australia. I mean, that is just awesome. I don't know how old she is. She must be about 67. But I tell you what, the way she got around that, around the oval yesterday, I mean, that was just awesome. We were down 4-1.
I know, 4-1 at half-time, I think.
And I said to you, it's all over. Do you want to go now? And you said you had a feeling, didn't you?
I did.
You had a funny feeling. Sometimes how you have those funny feelings.
You do about sport.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah, and they
5-4.
They brought it home, and we were looking at heroes.
Heroes, we certainly are. And after the disappointment in Athens, where Hudson was there as well, where they seem to be just phoning it in, they're really on song, these hockey... Well, I might have the wrong name, the Hockey Rouge.
Hockey Rouge, yeah. They're switched on.
Switched on, that's right.
They're switched on. And I tell you what, they have composure.
Composure.
They're going for it, but they're relaxed.
Oh, absolutely. They're going,
and that's what I like about it. And that's so important at this level, to be relaxed while you go for it.
And can I also point out, it's a great narrative, isn't it?
It's a terrific narrative, and I'll tell you what's coming clear in this Australian tilt at Beijing HG is the total Australian narrative, which seems to be we've come to Beijing to win medals. And could I just add as a rider to that narrative, if they don't win, don't bother coming back.
Indeed. Now, speaking of not coming back, they didn't come back from very far last night. They didn't have to come back from very far last night. The Olyroos against Argentina. Look, I thought it was a big disappointment. And can I just say this? I know we often argue about Route 1, does it work? But a little bit of Route 1 wouldn't have gone astray last night, I tell you, against the Argentinians. They haven't seen anything like it for years. They would have been totally amazed. Sure, we needed somebody of the calibre of Big Dukes up front on the end of Route 1, but they 10 behind the ball, 11 behind the ball often. What's the point of that? You're never going to score against Argentina. I mean, what was Graham Arnold thinking?
I know.
It was a complete sellout. 1-0, sure. The Argentinians made hard work of it, but they eventually got a cracking goal. Yeah. And then, of course, the other thing is, of course, where do we go to from here? We've drawn with Croatia. Lucky to draw with Croatia. We've lost to Argentina. Route 1's the only way. I think we have to play the Ivory Coast next. If we try 10 behind the ball, we're going to get fucked.
I know. I said to you when we started watching, because we got there late, and I said to you, God, it looks like Australia's up 10-0. We've closed up shop. Sadly, it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case at all. No, I was baffled by that. Without Big Dukes there, it's as if we don't have a Route 1 specialist anymore. And not only that, we didn't want the ball by the looks of things. I mean, in soccer, it's all about possession, or it used to be when I used to play. You used to try and retain the ball, keep the ball. No, not this Arnold. This Arnold
revolution.
We give the ball back to him as soon as we get it.
We get run off too easily, don't we?
We do.
I mean, admittedly, Argentina looked like a pretty good side and could easily get a medal.
Well, they could, yeah. But I would have liked to have bashed them up. We didn't even take anyone out. We didn't ankle anyone. We didn't use the elbow. No nut work.
The only people we got rid of were our own.
I know.
And they didn't appear to be very difficult tackles at all. We just went down, kicking the dirt.
I know.
I mean, it was very disappointing. But a little bit of Route 1 magic would have been an ideal, a real chance to get Argentina. And, it's an old-fashioned word, but it's so important in sport these days, respect. I mean, I'm sure we talk about a lot being relaxed and in your comfort zone and shape, but respect's so important as well, Roy.
It's the only thing when it comes to Australians.
And, of course, the Golden Ring Show here every afternoon from